friends and family from around the world. This is Mike with Daily Events Worldwide, and we are on May 6th, 2022. Welcome to another surviving day on the planet, and welcome to the Daily Do, giving you your space weather update, earthquakes, volcanoes, and as well world weather. Starting out here, looking at our sun, 304 angstroms, 2 active sunspot regions in the Earth-facing view right now, southern hemisphere, plasma filaments stretching across the northern hemisphere, and as well ahead of this incoming sunspot region. Looking at the last 48 hours incoming, that left side bright region, that is where we had the most recent solar flares, and as well a very large C.M.E. in which you will see here soon. Looking at the last 48 hours outgoing, active sunspot on the right hand side there, turning away. Close look here at the 2 sunspot regions we are focusing on for the next couple days, as they are still in Earth phasing view. Plasma filament ahead of the one on the left there. Looking at multi-spectrum, all of the last events across our sun the last 48 hours, and we've seen about 8 solar flares since our last update. 171 angstroms here, showing coronal holes if there are any developing, and it looks like there's a small one in northern hemisphere developing, and that's about it. Now let's have a look at our sun. This is LASCO 2 satellite imagery. Some pretty accelerated wind stream coming out of the southwest region, and then blam! That was today. It was an M-class solar flare, but a very large C.M.E. coupled with it. Be interesting to see what's coming around. Solar X-ray flux remains in B to C range. As you can see there, 2 M-class solar flares earlier today, and pretty active sun to say the least. Proton flux low, geomagnetic activity slightly elevated. Looking at a real-time solar wind, sitting at 375 kilometers per second, after being jacked up just over 518 kilometers per second today, or yesterday, I mean. ISWA Space Prediction Spiral showing that large C.M.E. taking off from the sun. Nobody in its wake, but wow, that was a large one and accelerated, as I said, a very fast moving C.M.E. Schumann resonance for today, a power of 34 to 42. Power of 42, quality 12.2. Let's get to earthquakes here. The last 24 hours, this has been pretty quiet, sitting just over 200 earthquakes across the USGS map, but we did see quite a bit of activity yesterday. We're going to start out here with the largest across the map, this 5.4, Naha, Japan, right in between South Japan and Taiwan. As well, the Philippines still seeing lots of activity here after yesterday seeing a 6.0 in Yucatan, Philippines. Aftershocks continue through the region, as well a 5.3 there, Marianas Trench. And let's get to the active Solomon Islands and Tonga region. Let's get back down to the last 24 hours. We did have a pretty deep earthquake today, 5.3, 512 kilometer depth, as well as 4.4 at 499 kilometer depth. So we can expect a larger, shallower earthquake to follow. And as well, interesting activity across Solomon Islands into Papua New Guinea. As well as 4.7 here in Chagos Archipelago region, 10 kilometer depth. And interesting here, 2 large Pakistan earthquakes, 5.2 and a 5.1. I'm sure a lot of people on the internet are going to be searching that one. 4.3 here reported in Svalbard. Quiet through the South Sandwich Islands. Somewhat quiet across South America, 4.6 there. Argentina, 4.5. Peru, 3.9. Ecuador, 4.9 through Guatemala. Pretty quiet through the region, to say the least. And then across the U.S. here, Bayview, California saw 3.4, and that's the largest across the nation. No major swarms to talk about. Overlooking Hawaii, pretty quiet. Not showing any earthquakes here, and that's because all of this activity is spewing out the top of this lava lake in Kilauea, as it has filled up and overflowed a little bit. That's the last 24 hours for earthquakes. Let's have a quick look at the last 7 days across the globe. A lot of deep earthquakes this week, especially up into the Indian Plate. Interesting activity has risen there. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today to the Daily Do, giving you your world update. Stay safe out there and healthy. Stay aware and prepared. And have a plan. Let's get to the Pacific Disaster Center, showing the most recent satellite imagery across the world, and as well the most recent volcanoes getting updated. Amongst all of these tornado warnings that are popping up here, it's hard to find the volcanoes. 132 active hazards, and about 40 of them are tornadoes. So we're looking at Nevados de Ruiz in Colombia, Ibu, Indonesia, Reventador in Ecuador, Sangay in Ecuador, Suwanosejima, Japan, Dakono in Indonesia, as well Manam, Papua New Guinea, Sabancaya in Peru, and Fuego, Guatemala. So that's about 10 volcanoes getting updated today, raised or updated. Now let's get to the United States here, looking at all these tornado warnings. Wow, right from North Carolina over into Pennsylvania and Virginia, Nashville, Tennessee. So the red icons are warnings and orange are watches. These are all active right now and have been for the last 5 hours. And this was all forecasted here with daily events worldwide. Having a look here, satellite imagery over the region. Pretty sizable storm heading into Tallahassee, Florida, and that's where the one tornado warning is. As well, New England coastline, North Carolina. Some intense weather heading through there as well. Heads up everybody along the coastline, as you're going to have gale force winds here the next 24 to 48 hours with that huge low that is shooting across. Quick look around the world, as we have no tropical cyclones or typhoons, hurricanes to talk about. Only major storm is on land across the United States. Still looking at floods and watches through Queensland, Australia. Watch for that to continue over the next few days. You've got a big system heading your way. Stormy conditions through India. As well as stormy conditions through Italy and Central Europe with that large low that's heading through Sardinia, Italy. Other than that, no other major storms to be noted through satellite imagery. Let's have a look at the 5-day forecast brought to you by VentuSky. Here is that large low forecasted here for the next 2 days. As I said, gale force winds all along the coastline here, and that's going to continue up until Saturday evening with that large low. Across the west, we've got an Alberta clipper here forming in northern Alberta. And then watch as this system comes out of Colorado for Sunday, heading right up into Manitoba, Saskatchewan. And the snow will be falling across the Pacific Northwest. Big system coming in there. And then long-range forecast next Monday into Tuesday, watch for an even more difficult situation as this large low heads into Manitoba yet again. And then watch for these lows to start moving more northward and bringing in some warmer temperatures across the east. Overlooking Europe, no major weather systems except for that low in the Mediterranean hanging out over Italy right now. And it seems to be pretty stagnant, just spinning over the area. Snow falling in parts of Sweden and Finland. As well, lots of rain associated with a low pressure system just east of Turkey. Overlooking Southeast Asia and as well India. Still have that cyclone trying to develop. It's a tropical system right now, but could be a cyclone by the time it makes landfall. Overlooking Australia, intense low pressure system heading into eastern parts. And as well, next week, Wednesday into Thursday, you've got some extreme weather on your doorstep and a lot of rain. A couple of waves of moisture here being thrown in from the south. Overlooking South America, no major weather systems affecting you. Daily evaporation rains. No extreme weather to report. Africa, same thing. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please tell your friends, hit the like, and share. Stay aware, prepared, stay young and have fun, and get your daily dew. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family from across the world.